Brian, you've got, I think, 5 guys that could legitimately get a lot of playing time at running back, and if you throw Coletto in, 6. Have you had a situation like that? Where you've had so many guys you need to get the ball, or look like they could get the ball?
Yeah, not that many. Yeah, I don't think for a while. Yeah, that's been it's a good problem to have.
I'm including Newell, and I'm assuming he's in the mix.
Yeah. No, I think you throw Newell. Newell's had a great camp, so I feel really good about that room. I think we've got a ton of depth there, and Coach Stewart's done an awesome job with those guys. We've recruited well in that position, and I think each of them kind of has some different skills that we can take advantage of, and the hard part's going to be just one football is trying to get them all going.
How would you differentiate the guys that are in the mix for time?
For time, playing time. I just think on some of it'll be game plan wise on what we feel that they do really. Certain guys run really well, what scheme they run really well, or maybe there's a pass route that we feel like he's got a good feel for. Get him in on that specific play. But I think that's I lean on Coach Stewart a lot for just the flow of the game and how guys are seeing it, how they're running, in a certain game, and kind of try to ride the hot hand.
I was going to ask, you've always preferred to go with a guy with a hot hand. Is that going to be the case again this year, even if you've got a lot of guys that can play, or do you think you're going to have to divvy it up a little bit more than usual?
I mean, I think we'll divvy it up, especially early in the year. And then if we can find someone that's really rolling and running well, or has got the hot hand in that specific game, then we go. There's just too much talent in the room not to use them right now.
Right.
Is the offense starting to find its identity, and if so, what is its identity?
I think the first scrimmage was not great for us. It was a lot of good learning opportunities. Way too many penalties and mistakes. We do have a pretty veteran group, and so I felt like our leadership after that scrimmage kind of stepped up, and the last few practices have been quite a bit better. The 4-minute drill, I was pretty pleased with the first unit there. No, I think it's the identity. I think it's a little bit too soon maybe to say that. I think just through the first 2 or 3 games, I think we'll kind of see which direction we can head. But I like the talent that we've got. I think we can go a couple of different directions.
Maybe they found something yesterday. It seemed like almost a breakthrough in that last quarter of practice yesterday, or the defense is dominating early, and then the offense comes out and puts up 2 touchdowns in the final 3 drives you guys do live. Did they find anything in that sequence there?
I just think they got sick of getting beat, and in some of those drills, the defense for the first part of camp had been getting after us pretty good, and we've got some competitors on offense, and those guys stepped up and made some big plays and on some 3rd and 4th downs, and versus some tough looks, and that was awesome to see. And I think once that first group got the score, it kind of got the energy going on the offensive side, and we kind of rode that the rest of the practice. But it was really good to see for us.
What were some of the areas you really wanted to clean up after that scrimmage? Was there a couple of glaring things that stood out when you watched the film?
The pre-snap penalties were. We had way too many pre-snap penalties there, and we were repping through 4 groups, but there's still. It's just. I think we had 14 or 15 drives and a number of pre-snap penalties that just set us back and cost us. And I think that was it was good to go back and show those guys on Sunday, like, hey, these the statistics of getting points after you get some of those penalties and set yourself back, put yourself in some bad situations. So it was good that it happened there. We can get that and keep continuing to get them cleaned up here in the next week or so.
The right side of your offensive line, that's the biggest you've had on that side of the line since you've been here, and it's been a long time. I don't know if bigger's better, but are there some things you might be able to do with those 2 guys being at the size they are and whatnot?
I think there's some unique things that I'll lean on Coach M for with those guys, but we rely on those guys to block our run schemes, and I think those guys are pretty athletic guys as well. So there'll be some definitely. I think there's some. In certain short yardage situations, some things that we can lean on with those guys with that size. I think they can take advantage of. But I didn't really want to disclose any of that stuff right now. Nope.
When you're going live, who are a couple of guys on the defensive side that have stood out that have really caused problems for you so far?
Man, there's a lot of them that I just think the linebackers right now, to me, really jump out. Omar Spates has been here for a while, veteran guy. Smart player, physical player, and he knows, like, you gotta be pretty creative and really to break some tendencies to get him on some things. But I think Omar's one that jumps out, and I think the secondary, Rajon, Wright. I mean, gosh, those guys have been doing a nice job. A lot of in the man coverage stuff and making our guys work every day. It's been making us better as an offense. And I think the D line, as a unit, I feel like since we've been here, man, I feel like those guys are in the backfield more and pressuring us in passing situations. And I think that's another area. And I think those guys. I'm excited to watch them play and go against somebody else for a change here in a couple weeks.
Without I'm obviously not going to disclose what he's going to do, but more Coletto this season on offense.
We'll see. I think he's.
We'll see.
Yeah, he's. I like Coletto's done a good job with his package, and he's another guy I could mention on the defensive side of the ball.
I'm
special
revisiting
teams.
That one at the end of the season. There's no way it's going to be less Coletto.
What does Jack bring to the quarterback meetings when you guys are kind of going over film and digesting what's going to happen, because he sees it from both sides of the ball?
Yeah, I like to lean on him because sometimes he'll see our install and say, yeah, it's going to be a good one, based on what he's hearing in the defensive side. But I really like about Jack is he was a quarterback when he came in, and so you feel really comfortable with his knowledge just of football in general. He's been around. You feel comfortable if he's going to go back and we're going to put him in the Wildcat, is calling a snap count, handling a snap, and just leaning on him in critical situations. I just think anybody that's kind of been in that quarterback room and had to manage things like that, you feel pretty comfortable with him that way.
In Saturday scrimmage, we saw a lot of the younger guys getting reps, taking the field, and it seemed like the sidelines, the happiest people, were the vets, were the older guys, especially Brandon and Jake. They were cheering and coaching the O-line, it seemed like, in every single play. What does that say about this team and kind of the evolution of being a player-led program?
Yeah, I think that's something that I'm sure that our guys have talked about, and just a ton of veterans that have been around here, and it's really important to them. And I think that's just awesome to see when they're really diving in, investing in the young guys, and you can see them coaching them on the side when they come off, and just kind of bringing them along. It's been fun to watch, and I just think it speaks to the program and kind of where we've come in these 4 or 5 years, and with Coach Smith building this thing. And yeah, I'm excited for the season, man. I'm excited for it because it's been fun to be a part of and kind of go through the whole process.
Is there going to be enough footballs for all the running backs that want to get the ball this year?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I'm excited about the room. I feel like this is the deepest we've been, one of the deepest rooms I've been in. So we're all excited. The carries will come during the season, so we're just worried about getting better each day.
Well, I mean, I understand it's really competitive, but how do you keep it as being competitive, but not wondering if this guy's going to get more reps than I am? Because I mean, you guys all seem like there's like 4 or 5, 6 of you in the mix.
Yeah.
Like.
We're not too worried about that right now. We're a close knit group, so we're all pushing each other every day. I see the other backs make plays. They see me make plays, and that just that makes them want to make plays. So we just feed off each other. We're not too worried about who gets the carries right now. We're just trying to go out there and get better every day.
What do you feel like is your role this upcoming season?
I want to expand on my role from last year. Last year I was in on third downs in the pass game, and I just want to expand on that. Hopefully touch the ball more, of course, just like every running back wants to touch the ball. Yeah. But so I'm just looking forward to expanding my role this year.
Yeah. Trey, where do you feel like the offense is at right now in camp?
I feel like we're in a good spot. Still taking steps day by day. O-line, receivers, running backs, tight ends doing a great job. So everybody's doing a great job. I just think we're in a great place right now. Just a couple more weeks of the game. Obviously, we're not ready to play right now. But yeah, we're taking steps to be the offense that we want to be.
How much improvement have you seen from your group since the scrimmage?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of improvement. We took the scrimmage, took notes, try to get better off that. Obviously, some things that you want to work on from the scrimmage to get better at. And I think Coach is doing a great job at pushing us and staying on top of us this week, so we can have a better scrimmage coming up this Saturday.
Coach Brian said it's for the offense kind of a pride thing. The defense got the upper hand, and you guys have bounced back the last couple of days. He's happy with what he's seen.
Oh, yeah. They got us during the scrimmage, but, we want to come out this Saturday, or this week really, and set the tone for the season of what the offense can do. We don't really think we showed what the offense was capable of during the first scrimmage, so we're excited for this upcoming one.
You feel like you're starting to kind of turn a corner offensively these last couple of days? It seems like, a lot more success scoring the ball since the scrimmage.
Yeah, definitely. We're making plays on the outside. O-line doing a great job, tight ends, blocking their butts off. So running backs making plays. So we're excited.
Last year, the offensive line kind of made its bones as a in the running game.
Mm-hmm.
You guys feel like this group here has got similar traits, or is it a different group? Do you think?
I mean, obviously every year it's a different group. Losing Nate, losing Noose, you lose some experience there, some tough physical guys I love. But I think going in this year, I think we're emphasizing a lot of the same points: physicality, just being dudes up front, and I think we're adding a lot of size. Obviously, Tully coming in, myself and me and Tully being on the same side, that's a lot more size we had last year. So I think there's a lot more potential even just going into this year with the size, the physicality in the room. But like any other year, you gotta set the tempo. We gotta find our identity. It's not just there because it was last year. We gotta find it ourselves.
How do you feel like you've transitioned to playing guard? Is it much different than what you were doing before?
No, I've been playing guard, tackle. I've taken reps at both. Took reps at both today. It's just football. I mean, when you've been playing football this long, it's just step to your right or step to your left. It's no big difference. So, no, it's been fun moving to guard. There was a few little things that were different for me that were so much more. It was very fun to learn a new position and to learn the little ins and outs of that position. But I think, I think it's been completely fine. It's been a smooth transition. Looking forward to it.
How much improvement have you seen from the defensive front this offseason?
Oh, a lot. No, a lot across the board. The front seven, I mean, I can't speak on the DBs. They've been locking up stuff, but from my experience playing the front seven, they've definitely stepped it up. They've gotten more physical, just more aggressive all around. It's been a lot more fun to play against them every day, challenging us in new ways. A lot of things that we struggled with last year during the season, we're seeing from them in practice now. So it's making us better. It's been awesome.
A couple weeks ago, we got to talk to Jake, and I asked him, how did you feel walking away from last season? And you could kind of just tell. He was straight up like, we were mad.
Absolutely.
What was your take on that? I guess, how can you elaborate on, walking away from the LA Bowl into this year?
Sorry, it gets me mad. Leaving last year, leaving that bowl game, I'm going to be honest, a lot of me was going to leave before that bowl game. A lot of me was thinking that was it. But I worked 5 years to get